to gather his thoughts before his classes began. A good night's sleep, great cup of coffee, and a bright, sunny morning with no clouds in the sky. It's great to be alive. The manicured lawns and lush trees made a striking contrast against the blue sky. The smell of magnolias filled the air. Murphy had grown to love the southern lifestyle. He also had grown to love his classes in biblical archaeology. In 3 years, they had become some of the most popular courses at the university. He was grateful for the opportunity he had to combine his love for archaeology with his love for the Bible. Everyone seemed to enjoy his lectures. Everyone, that is, except Dean Archer Falworth. Murphy glanced up as Sherry bounced into the office, her sparkling green eyes alive with energy. "You seem pretty happy for an assistant who's late to work," Murphy teased. "I would have been here early if I didn't have to stop to pick up your mail," she replied, smiling and dropping a stack of letters, magazines, and a small box on his desk. The brown paper-wrapped box caught his attention. It bore no return address, only the name Tyler Scott. There was no sound when he shook it. Sherry was pretending to be busy, but Murphy could see her eyeing the box. It could be some unusual new artifact from a distant land. She was a dedicated archaeologist, and she was extremely curious. Because Murphy loved to tease Sherry, he set the box down, picked up his lecture notes, and started to review them. "Aren't you going to open it?" Sherry asked. "Open what?" "You know exactly what. Here's some scissors." Murphy laughed and opened the box. Sherry cocked her head, watching, as he drew out an unsigned card, which Murphy read aloud. "A gorgeous sight, a royal delight. Travel not at night, but in the daylight. He's looking for you to come. Beyond the gates he there awaits. He's looking for you to come. For he to you he cannot go. For him his time is slow. He's looking for you to come. His name has been caught. It is Tyler Scott. He's looking for you to come. Use your brain, don't be a blunderhead. The Spanish name it for the color red. He's looking for you to come." "That's weird," Sherry said, looking puzzled. "What do you think that means?" "I think it means trouble." "Trouble?" "Who else would send a strange riddle and leave it unsigned?" Sherry's look of curiosity changed to a look of anxiousness. "Do you think it is from Methuselah?" "Good guess, Sherry. I wonder what he is planning now." Murphy was now close enough to reach the manila envelope twisting in the wind. His left hand bore his entire weight on the top cable as he reached out and removed the envelope with his right. He shoved the envelope down the neck of his shirt for safety, then grabbed the cable again with both hands. After a few deep breaths, he began to walk carefully back across the cables toward his starting point. "Are you having fun, Dr. Murphy? I know I am." Methuselah's voice boomed out, almost causing Murphy to lose his balance. Where was the sound coming from? Murphy glanced around, but over the roaring of the waters below and the blood pounding in his ears, he had no clue. "I think that it has been too easy for you so far. Don't you think so too, Dr. Murphy?" Murphy tried to speed up his efforts to reach the safety of the canyon wall. Methuselah's laugh echoed from the nearby rocks. "Slow down, Murphy. There's no need to hurry." With that, the cable under Murphy's feet gave way. Instantly, all of his weight shifted to his hands and arms as he dangled above the gorge. Working frantically, Murphy was able to swing his legs up and catch the heel of his right foot, then his left, on the upper cable. Now he was hanging above the gorge by his legs and arms. "How long do you think you can hang on, Dr. Murphy?" Methuselah called out, cackling. "Long enough to slide across the cable and wring your neck," Murphy cried. Now, Doctor, you sound as if you might be upset. Let's see if we can make it a little more interesting for you." Methuselah's cackling laugh increased, and then the upper cable snapped. Murphy could feel himself falling. Do you have any idea what the riddle means? Sherry asked with a puzzled frown as she twirled one of her jet-black pigtails in her fingers. No, but I'm sure that it's one of his coded messages. I think we'll have to take it apart piece by piece. Well, he does mention he's waiting for you to come 5 different times. That must be significant. It must be a key thought. Let's start with the last stanza. Don't be a blunderhead. The Spanish name it for the color red. Could that Spanish word be the name for a state? The state of Colorado? Good, Sherry. This Tyler Scott he mentioned has been caught. Maybe he's been caught telling a lie or caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Or caught being late to work for picking up some dangerous mail, Sherry grinned. Murphy smiled. Or maybe he's been caught by the police. Look at the phrase, his time is slow. He may be doing time in prison. That would tie in with the gates and that he cannot go, but you must come to him. How about gorgeous sight, a royal delight? What's that all about? Colorado, prison, gorgeous sight, a royal delight. Murphy paced the floor, repeating those words and brushing his fingers through his hair. Then he stopped suddenly and looked at her. I think I've got it. Well, don't keep me in suspense. What have you got? When I was a young boy, I visited Colorado with my parents. We flew into Denver and rented a car and spent almost a month exploring the state. On one of those trips, we went to Colorado Springs and Pikes Peak. From there, we went to a town called Pueblo. West of Pueblo is Canyon City. What do you think it is famous for? Canyons? Quick, Sherry. No, it's famous for the Canyon City State Penitentiary. It has a bizarre history. Bizarre sounds like it's right up Methuselah's alley. It's his kind of place. He should live there permanently. It was the home of the do-it-yourself hanging machine. One of the prisoners designed a self-triggering platform that would eliminate the need for a formal execution. The person who was to die would pull the lever himself. The machine operated through a series of pulleys. The pulleys would put 300 pounds of pressure on the rope. This would throw the prisoner's body upward and instantly break his neck. Everyone thought that this was an improvement over strangling slowly on the end of a rope. Yuck! That doesn't sound like much of an improvement to me, Sherry exclaimed. Well, the rest of the prisoners on death row didn't like it either. They then installed Colorado's first gas chamber, called Roy's Penthouse, in honor of Roy Best, the warden of the prison. Their most famous prisoner was Alfred Packer, the first Hannibal the Cannibal. He was put into prison for eating other people. Where do you come up with these things? Sherry knew that Murphy's mind was loaded with strange trivia. Sometimes it drove her crazy. What does that have to do with the note? I'm getting to that. Near Canyon City is the Royal Gorge. Get it? A gorgeous sight, a royal delight. The world's highest suspension bridge spans the gorge at the height of 1,053 feet. Feeling the bridge move on its cables and the surface shake under you as cars drive by is quite an experience. Next to the bridge is an aerial tram with one of the steepest incline railways ever built. In some places, the distance between the gorge walls narrows to only 30 feet. It's truly spectacular. They've even built an amusement park there. I'll bet you a Sanskrit manuscript that Tyler Scott is a prisoner in the Canyon City State Penitentiary. Sherry, call the prison and check if they have an inmate named Tyler Scott. Next week is spring break, and I could do with a little vacation. Murphy heard a buzz, then the sliding sound of a metal door shutting and locking behind him. He was in a small cubicle with one wooden chair placed in front of an 1.5-inch thick glass window. On the wall next to the window was a phone. Murphy looked around. The drab green paint was chipped and scratched. Names and messages were etched into the old surface. It looked as if it hadn't been painted in 20 years. After another muffled buzz, Tyler Scott entered the chamber opposite the glass window. Tall and thin, and wearing an orange prison jumpsuit, he looked to be about 27 years of age.